What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys everything that you need to know about cover 4 palms inside of Madden 22. So if you enjoy this video, go drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Now this is basically a continuation of cover 4 quarters videos that I put out. Now that's why I'm using the same exact team, and I'm going to be using the same exact formations just to show you guys the differences. And also I'll probably be alternating between cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms, so you can truly understand the difference, because some people don't think there's a huge difference, and trust me, there is a huge difference between cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms. So hopefully you find a lot of value out of this video. So it's going to be a lot of learning involved, so please make sure you give it your undivided attention, because once you see it and once you understand it, you'll have it. I promise. I just need you to focus for about 15 to 20 minutes inside of that little area of time. So let's go on and get started, man. So let's go on go. So I'm gonna be in big nickel over G. Now what I'm gonna do real quick is actually just sub in some garbage defensive line here. Now this is just so you know, the quarterback can have time to progress. Let's go on and try to put the same people. I believe last time we had Banjo here, and also we had Hamilton here, and then we took Buda Baker, put him up here. Then I believe we put Thompson up here. So yeah, this is exactly how we had it last time. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, you see I have cover 4 quarters here inside the audibles. Now I'm gonna come out and cover 4 palms because that's primarily what we're talking about, but at times we're going to show you the differences between quarters and palms for those of you guys that are kind of curious and did not happen to see parts 1 and 2 on cover 4 quarters. Now on offense, it's going to be the same exact formation, and the reason why I feel like you guys will learn better and see better if you see, you know, like the same things. So basically like the same players, the same formations, you know, the same plays, so that way you can actually see the difference and not just think, oh, it's because he's in another formation and such, you know, because none of that really matters, because it's all just rules based, and that's all quarters and matches, basically man coverage with rules behind them. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you that here. So now what I want to do quick is the same thing I did in the last video. So let's actually take square, let's put everybody on streaks, right? So what this does is it helps you understand and see exactly how match coverage works. So again, we're in cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms. We're in cover 4 palms. Now I want you to watch what happens when we put everybody on streaks, and then I'm gonna break down exactly what you looked at and exactly why they played the way they played. And then after that, we're gonna take a deeper dive so you can actually understand, you know. So essentially what happens is, in cover 4 palms, this guy right here is going to take number 1 no matter what. No matter what this guy does, that is his man coverage. So you might as well just think of that as man, because no matter where he goes, he will follow him. Now the same thing applies for the quarter flat. The quarter flat is going to take the number 2 receiver man every single time, and I'll show you that. Now this is where it gets a little confusing with cover 4 palms. Now this 3-rec is actually going to carry this third receiver, because we read the receivers from sideline. You always start with the sideline. So this is receiver number 1, so that's 1, 2, 3. This is number 4, and this tight end is number 5. Now on number 3, this is your 3-rec. So the 3-rec is going to carry this number 3 receiver. Now what happens here is that basically the best way to think about it is that there's 2 3-recs on the field. That's the best way to think about it. This is one 3-rec, and this is your other 3-rec, because he is always going to man match the number 3 receiver, unless there's certain routes where he won't match it. But you might as well just think about this as just both of them are 3-recs, because he's always going to take number 3 man, or his number 2, if that makes sense. But I'll explain that in a second. I know it sounded confusing, but he's almost always going to take the 3rd receiver, which I'll show you here in a second. But this cornerback right here, he's responsible for number 1, and anytime this running back goes out on a route, your quarter flat is almost always going to match it, which I'll showcase that. And I showed it in cover 4 quarters. It works the same way, but that's essentially how that works. So in cover 4 palms, the only person left not doing anything is pretty much going to be your 3-rec. Now if you remember cover 4 quarters, this guy would have been down here, and this quarter would have matched, so we would have 2 people down here. So again, I'll show you that really quick too. So let's actually go to controller. Let's actually go to cover 4 quarters. So you're not gonna be able to tell, but we're in cover 4 quarters. So what I'm gonna do is run the same exact concept, and this is just for you guys that wasn't here. So I just want to show you guys the difference. So watch the cover 4 quarters. Notice how he started to match it, but he didn't. So notice how now we have 2 players down instead of 1 player. So it's basically a quarter flat is basically the main thing that changes. The quarter flat and where's that? Excuse me, wrong controller. So the main thing that changes between quarters and palms is this guy right here, this quarter flat, and actually this quarter flat. Excuse me, not quarter flat. This up top safety. Those are the main things that change. Now, to prove to you guys that these two, the quarter flat and the this outside number 1 corner is always going to man match 1 and 2. To prove that, what I'm gonna do is take square, put him on a smoke screen. I'm gonna take triangle and just put him on a zig route. You know, this combo would never exist, so we're gonna take circle, put him on a streak, X on a streak, and we'll take our running back, put him on a streak as well. So what should happen is we're gonna have the same exact thing happen, where the only player not doing anything should be our 3-rec receiver, so, or 3-rec. So it's exactly like we said. And the reason why behind that is because it's always man coverage with those two. No matter what they do, no matter what, they're gonna man match that. So again, a couple ways we can actually prove this is by, well, we just proved that. So what I want to prove next to you is that 3-rec. So I want you to watch this little combo that happens right here. So what we're gonna do, since we know they're gonna man match, we're gonna take square, put them on the hitch. Smoke screen, we're gonna take triangle. We'll put triangle on the curl just because. Well, we'll put them, you know, we'll put them on a zig to move them out the way. Now, what we're going to do here is take circle, put him on a curl. We're going to take X, put him on a streak. We're going to take our running back, put him on a swing route. So, now, what do you think will happen here? So, we know square and triangle are going to get matched. Now, what's going to happen here is that the 3-rec is going to sit right on this number 3 receiver because that's his job. And circle is actually going to man match onto number 3 because that is his responsibility. He plays number 3 man coverage, which I like to showcase that here. Now, actually, you know, we'll keep it this way. We'll keep it this way because it's a lot I want to show you guys. So let's just go and snap the ball so we can actually take a look at it, and I'll show you what exactly happened. So what I want you to go back and watch, one, we're going to go and replay, but I want you to watch that number 3 safety up top. And this is where it differs from this is basically the difference between quarters and palms. So watch what this guy does. Not him, excuse me. Watch what he does. Now, I'm not going to put him on there. I just want to put it right here so you can see. So watch what he does. So he actually goes to play number 3. But one thing you should know is no matter what, Madden will never code this game to have 3 people play 1 wide receiver. They will never allow it. So what they'll do is they'll cancel his coverage, his match responsibility, and they'll make him play the coverage that you see, which is that quarter. So notice what he does. So number 3-rec is going to carry number 3. So notice how the 3 sits here. So that's why the 3-rec is going to sit, because that's his responsibility, his main priority. Because number 3 is in the middle of the field. Now he's going to man match number 3. So that's why I said he man matches 3, he man matches 2, he man matches 1. That's how that works. It's basically backside man coverage. Now he actually is going to combo number 3, because this is where Madden kind of has it broken a little bit, because you should never have 2 players you know, playing man coverage on 1 player unless it's within a scheme, you know, like a certain player, like, you know, somebody like D-Hop or something, or Tay Adams, you know. But that's real life. That's what I'm talking about, real life. But Madden, you should never have 3 people playing. You should never really have 2 safeties man matching a receiver, honestly. So that's where, you know, the miscommunication is. But basically, that's why he goes to actually play it. And then he's like, okay, them 2 have it because they're not going to program 3 people to play 1 person. And then he's going to go back and play his quarter responsibility. So that's why they did that. And notice that the quarter flat out here just widen out because he does have somebody in his area. So that's why you see what you see. Now, breaking this down even further. So, a good way to think about this is that this guy right here, he's going to play number 1 receiver, which is the tight end. He's going to play the number 2 receiver / tight end. Now, normally your running back is your number 2 receiver. That's how they do it in real life. But on Madden, they don't count him as number 2. They let the quarter flat take that. So to showcase that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take X, put him on a streak, because we know the cornerback's going to take him. We're going to take the running back. We're going to put him on an out route to the left, you know, just to show you that the quarter flat will not take it. So we're going to take triangle, put him on a curl, and then we're going to run it just like this. Now, what do you think is going to happen, right? So what should happen is that the cornerback, this guy right here, should take the tight end. This guy right here should actually help combo circle, because that's his number 2. Because, again, they don't count running backs as receivers. So his number 2 is actually circle. And then what's interesting is that get my controls mixed up here. So this guy right here, this is his number 3. So he's always going to man match number 3. So basically, you're going to have a double man coverage between these 2 guys on circle. That will almost always happen inside of trips formations. He will always take that number 3 receiver. Now, he's going to man match triangle, he man matches square. So what's essentially going to happen is that this 3-rec is going to help out on the cross. He's going to come back and kind of help out on the running back route. But the quarter flat is going to take that running back the whole way. So let's see if it's exactly what we said. So watch the quarter flat. Notice how everybody matches. Notice what happens. And notice who matches with circle. Now, in a perfect world, both of those players should have played the running back. I'm not, excuse me, not the running back, but both of those safeties, so this guy right here and this guy should have played the number 3 receiver. That's how they're programmed, which I'll show you why in a second. But essentially what happens is, for some reason, when the tight end goes on a streak, which is, you guys know, this is the setup for, you know, beating most coverages. The reason why is because it's the same thing as the cover 4 quarters. So that's why match coverage has a problem inside of Madden. Because what happens is this guy is taken, right? So he can tell he's man matched. That's why he turns around with him. Now what's supposed to happen now is that this safety right here, he's supposed to take the number 2. But like I said, they program it to where the running back counts as the number 2 for the quarter flat. Like, they're always going to take that. So his new number 2 is what? This guy right here. So what's supposed to happen is that they're supposed to double team this. So this guy and this guy, because why? This is already his man assignment. That's why he runs with him. Notice that. But what's supposed to happen is he's supposed to actually double coverage this to where he should actually, you know, start to pick up on it about right here at the 50. And they're supposed to actually just combo this to where he's actually running, like, you know, where my cursor is. That's how it's supposed to work in theory. And I'm pretty sure that's how Madden wants it to work. But like I said, even in cover 4 quarters, they have a problem with this specific safety right here, getting him to actually play his responsibility. That's why cover 4, that's why your match coverage is busted, because that guy right there, that's why this guy right here. So that's how it's supposed to work in theory. So notice, like I said, the 3-rec is going to carry number 3. And his job is to carry the number 3 to the safety and then look for immediate work in the field. So like I said, that's any drags, slants after he carries the number 3. So notice how he disappears. You know, he's going to take him. And notice how there's no more work in the middle. That's why he drifts in the middle looking for work. Notice what happens here. He's going to man match this. That's his man. And then that's his man right there. So that's why, you know, that's exactly how that works. And that's why it works. And also, like I said, you can tell Madden does have a problem, because in theory, whenever you're shuffling your feet for man cover, you should never stop. You know, like, you should, I mean, obviously that should never happen. You guys, even for me, those of you guys that never played football, truly, you know that this right here, standing still, this should never happen. That's just a Madden thing. So like I said, it's a lot of bugs and stuff in Madden, but this is a video just kind of explaining to you the whys. Now, let's take this a little further, right? So what if X doesn't go 5 yards, right? So let's say X does a drag. So will our cornerback up top, this guy, will he still go and man match that, right? So the answer to that is he's actually going to play it just like quarter responsibility. So if we have a setup like this, what should happen is what? Technically, in a perfect world, our cornerback should actually go with the tight end, because that's his man. His number 2 right here is going to be this crosser route. So we should have a double combo between circle right here with this tie. Now this 3-rec should carry that. This quarter flat, these two should man it up in a perfect world. But what's going to happen is that since this tight end route is not past 5 yards, he's actually going to cancel his match and going to play the coverage that you see. So he's going to play that quarter. So let's actually show you that real quick. So watch what happens. His man disappears. He's going to play that quarter. And then what happens is that we basically have a player that dumbs out, which is our cornerback. So if you guys missed it, we'll go take a look at it. Whoop, didn't even hit that. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it real quick, and then we'll actually break it down a little further. And then this will be it for part 1. And then part 2, I'll probably talk about more about doubles formations. So about a 2x2. So if they're motioning their trips to a double set, because doubles rules will apply then. So essentially what's going to happen here, the drag is not past 5 yards when it initially comes. So that's why he's going to say, okay, that's not my responsibility. It's not past 5 yards. I don't man match it. So I'm going to play quarter responsibilities, which is a problem, because technically if he gets canceled his match, he should already just go ahead and be backing up right here along the numbers. That's what should happen. But like I said, there's a lot of glitches and, you know, things of that nature. You can tell he's trying to play his quarter responsibility. Look at him trying to get back to where he's supposed to be. But like I said, that's all programming. That's nothing dealing with, you know, rules. That's just the way they're programmed, and that's why, you know, that's a problem. Now we got him out the way. Now watch what happens right here with this guy. So what happens here is that since this is actually becomes his number 2 technically, I don't know why they combo it that way. So what should happen technically, well, the reason, like I said, the problem in a perfect world, like I told you, he should go run with that tight end. That's his responsibility. Now these two safeties should combo number 3. Or their number 2, but the way they do it is a switch off logic where this becomes his number 2 technically, because this is number 1, and then, well, this is number 1, this is number 2. They can interchange, but you can see the problem. That's why he didn't man match it, because like I said, it doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't, but that's the way they do it. That's why he ran with him. Now as you can tell, everything else made sense exactly how it should, but like I said, they, you know, that's the way they have it on here. Don't know why they do it that way, but their responsibilities can get switched. So that's pretty much what happened right there. Now, to prove this a little further, so let's say let's say we take X, put him on an in route, right? And we smart route his in route, right? And we pretty much do the same exact setup. Now, what should happen now is that our cornerback is going to take that number 1 receiver, which is the tight end, and that actually lets this guy play somewhat correctly. So he's going to actually man match onto the number 2 receiver or the number 3, because these guys play the same receiver on circle. He'll carry, and then we know this is man coverage on that side, right? So let's take the running back also. Oh, he's already in the flat route. Cool. So let's go and take a look. So now watch kind of what happens. So watch exactly how we said where those two are going to man match onto him, because that is their responsibility. So I'm gonna hop a replay real quick, and then I'll probably end the video there on part 1. So like I said, this quarter flat, since he goes into the flat, that's his responsibility. He has to play that flat route. Now, cornerback, since this tight end route went past 5 yards, he's going to man match that. And I'll show that again by putting the tight end on an out route instead of an in route, and you'll see it'll be the same exact thing. But that's why he does man match. Now, the 3 rec, he's going to do his job where he's on number 3, and then he's going to notice he has work in the middle, so he's going to actually help out and man match that work in the middle. So whether that's a drag, a slant, so if it's ever a point, so basically if the route develops slow enough to where the 3 rec can actually carry it and then come off of that, he's always going to be aggressive on it. So that's a good way to think about that. And we know those two are man match, so we're not even worried about that. Now, what I waited for last to talk about is this guy. So like I said, the problem is that this becomes his number 2 receiver because of Madden programming. So notice what happens here. So notice how safeties are going to combo this, but they still don't play it correctly, which is an issue on Madden. But that's already his man. No matter where he goes, he's going to follow, which I do need to show you that. I keep forgetting to show you that, but I'll show you that that's his true man coverage, and then he's going to actually have match principles to actually help play number 3. So that's why he does what he does. That's why you have that 2-on-1, which we've been talking about this whole entire time. Now, to prove that to you, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take X, put him on an out route, smart route is out route. We're gonna take the running back, put him on a swing route, and then we're actually gonna change up number 3. So we're gonna take number 3, we're actually gonna put him on a zig route. So we're gonna have something like this. So what should happen in a perfect world is that basically this guy right here should play the zig man coverage on circle. He should play triangle, he should play square. Now, this guy right here, since number 1's going on the out route, that cornerback's gonna take him man coverage. The running back on the swing route is going to occupy that quarter flat. Now, he should technically have his match coverage canceled, and he should actually just play quarter responsibility. So he should just play where you see him at, essentially. So let's take a look at it, and then this will be the end of the video right here. So notice what happens, that he comes back, and he actually goes back to play his quarter responsibility. So let's take a look at it and see exactly who matched where and what did what, if it was exactly how we said it. So let's start with the running back. So running back goes out on a swing. He's going to take him, right? Now, this is his man coverage. This is the cornerback's man coverage when it goes past 5 yards. Notice the route goes past 5 yards. He's man matched onto that, right? So I'm going to save him for last. Now, let's come back to this side. Notice who takes the zig route. So he's going to go on a zig route. And now right here, is actually something a little special. So what they do, since this 3 recs, they actually combo this, was actually really cool. But in a perfect world, what should have happened is this guy should attack the zig route. He should actually stay in the middle. That's what it should look like in a perfect world. But if it's under 5 yards, so basically if it's under 5 yards, so notice how the zig route did get 5 yards. That's why he didn't man match, and that's why the 3 rec's going to take it. So why does the 3 rec take it? Because they're going to look for work. And this quarter flat is going to take this number 2 no matter what. So they're not going to let somebody get busted with something like this. So they're going to actually let the 3 rec man match this because he's looking for work. And that's why he takes it. Now, this route doesn't go 5 yards. So that's why he actually is going to play quarter responsibility. And he's actually going to man match onto number 2 to help out because he's going to look to play man coverage. Now, this guy, his number 3 disappears. This number 2 is getting played, so he really doesn't have nothing to do, right? So when they don't have nothing to do, they're going to back up and look for work. So that's why he's going to go man match the first thing that he saw, which was that route right there. So now, last thing I will say, so let's take circle, put him on an out route, smart route is out route, and let's take X, put him on an out route, smart route his out route, and let's pretty much create the same scenario, but now we're going to make circle get ran past 5 yards. So now what should happen is our safety up top should actually match number 3 receivers. Let's see if we get that. So kind of watch what happens. So notice number 3, he's going to man match that, and then now it's going to be the same exact thing, except for now, since that receiver ran past 5 yards, I don't know why it's 5 yards for the threshold, but that's what it seems to be. But since he ran past 5 yards, that's his man coverage now, so that's why he's going to go play him man coverage. And then he's going to play man coverage on number 2 no matter what. He plays man coverage on number 1 no matter what. So now we have a 3 rec that actually helps out on number 3. He's going to carry the number 3 receiver, look for work across the middle. There is no work across the middle, so he's going to stay in the middle. Now right here, of course, you already know he's going to take number 1. He's going to widen out for a flat responsibility. Now, another problem in Madden is that when a player doesn't have any work, they just completely dumb out. That has been a problem since I don't even know when Madden, like which Madden that started being a problem. But in a perfect world, what should have happened is he should realize, okay, this is, I don't have to worry about him. My number 3 was right here. He's going to actually disappear. So now I need to actually immediately start getting back. That's the way it should work. But sadly, it just doesn't work that way, and that's why you get bombed. You know, so like if you had a speed advantage right here, maybe you can actually throw that out here and actually bomb him. Why? Because this guy is not programming to, you know, be further enough back. So if you guys weren't wondering about problems in Madden, that's where it all stems from. But anyways, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for part 1. So in part 2, what I'll be doing is I'll be talking about doubles formation. So essentially what I'll be doing is still coming out in the same thing that you see, and I'll actually just talk about, you know, concepts like this right here. And I'm not gonna slap the ball or nothing, but I'll just talk about like concepts like that, or you know, concepts like this. So basically now it's doubles. So now it's doubles rules that apply, and that's what I'll be talking about in part 2. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.